We're going to be talking about, well, first of all, it's going to be our first rap misheard lyric. So Corie has the dubious honor.
By a white girl.
By a white girl, which I love. She knows her rap, guys, and you'll know in a second once we start going into it. And what rap song are we going to be talking about today?
So the one that popped into my head was Still Dre.
Okay, and we'll go into that in a second, but can you share with our listeners how we know each other? Because I always like to talk about who you are.
Yes, well, I have the pleasure of seeing you as a client, which is so fun. I just adore all of my clients, really. I don't have anybody that I don't love. But I feel like we always have such great chats, and it always goes so smoothly and easily, and so I am an esthetician.
Yes.
I do facials, waxing, and lashes.
Yes.
And I get to talk to a lot of great women, and a few men, but mostly women.
Do men do lashes too?
No, but they get waxed. The men get waxed. Yeah, the brave ones.
The brave ones.
Yes, yes.
So for some of you that know my husband, he doesn't go by his real name because he doesn't trust the internet. Conspiracy theory. So we call him FUBAR, right?
Yeah.
And FUBAR, for those of you who don't know, is an acronym, military acronym that stands for fucked up beyond all recognition.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why he's called FUBAR. But the funny thing is people, when they see him in real life, they don't know what else to call him because they all know his real name. So, and I tell people, and I'm telling listeners, if you see my husband on the street and you call him FUBAR, he will answer to that.
Oh, I love it. Perfect.
Yeah.
I like it.
So let's get right into it. So we're going to talk about Still by Dr. Dre, just kind of some updates on what it's about. It was released on October 13, 1999.
Right.
So this October will be hitting our 20 years.
Yep.
It was on the label Aftermath and Interscope. So I don't know if there were two separate labels.
There's been a lot of labels.
Okay, so
Dr. Dre's had a lot of labels.
I didn't even know that.
Yep.
And on top of being a producer with this, there was several songwriters. So I'm just going to name the names. Andre Young, Melvin Bradford, Scott Storch, Sean Carter, and then producers we have Dr. Dre and Mel Mann.
Yes.
So tell me what you know about Dr. Dre.
Well, I mean, he started out, I mean, this is a relative, like, even though it was 20 years ago, this is still pretty, some of his later stuff. I think he started, I don't know the dates, but he was in NWA with Ice Cube and Eazy-E.
And did you see that movie about that?
I did, and I loved it.
I have not seen it yet, so I want to see it.
Great.
Okay.
It really was great. I mean, it was awesome. And then Dr. Dre's son plays a young Dre, and then Ice Cube's son plays the young Ice Cube. Way. And so they look so much like them, and it was a great movie.
Okay, so
great movie.
And it's, what was it called again? Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton.
Straight Outta Compton. Because after that I saw a lot of those t-shirts.
Yeah.
And then many different variations of those t-shirts.
Right. Of course.
And why this song? Can you tell me what, I guess, the correct lyric is, and then tell me what your misheard version of it.
So Still Dre, that one, when it came out, the real lyric, I believe, I have to, it's the chorus that it has people like, what are they saying? And the chorus is, I'm totally blanking.
That's right. Wait, I'm gonna find it because I can edit it too.
And it has such a great piano, and like that, my middle school daughter started playing it on the piano. I was like, are we really playing Dr. Dre on the piano? This is amazing.
Well, that shows he's lyrically also a genius.
I feel like everything he does is great. So I mean, so we started in NWA.
Okay. And
then that kind of went south.
Yes.
And then he started Death Row Records. Again, I'm terrible with numbers and dates. So
that's okay.
And that's when, Snoop, and I think that's when, that all came together.
I think I found it. So I think, so the original was, hold on, let me find it. The misheard lyric, I think that you thought it was hit the lowlifes with the Rolos girl.
Hit the lowlifes with the Rolos girl.
Yep.
And the correct one is hitting them corners hitting the corners in the Lolos girl.
That's it.
And so
that's it. And
that's the one that I like, my misheard lyric, that's just kind of like, it doesn't even make sense. Which, like, the cross-eyed bear, when I listen to that makes sense a little bit, though. A cross-eyed bear. I feel like I'll just make up words in rap songs and be like, and then I'll,
Well, what's a Rolos girl? Is it a girl?
Nothing. No, nothing. It's made up. It doesn't, like, it doesn't make sense at all.
Oh my gosh. And that's what a lot of them are. We're finding either they don't make sense, Or I'm also finding from another episode we have with one of our authors, Gavin, that he shares that a lot of misheard songs are either about sex, misheard with sex lyrics,
Yes.
or food.
That
There's
makes
always
sense.
something like sweet dreams are made of cheese.
Right, yes,
so a lot of
yes.
food. And the Rolos part is the food
Yeah.
part for me. I thought, when I saw
Yeah.
that, I thought, oh, maybe Rolos, the Rolos candy.
And now when I hear it, like, now I know what the real lyrics are, so it, you know, like, when I went back to think about, like, you know, what, and I was talking with a girlfriend about it, and
Yeah.
she's like, oh, yeah, I always thought it was this, too, and I'm like, oh, my gosh.
And so, just to tell you, so it was released on October 13, 1999, so almost 20 years ago, as the lead single for Dre's multi-platinum second studio album, 2001.
Yes.
The genre is two genres. They say it's both gangsta rap,
Yes.
gangsta,
Yep.
not gangster,
Nope.
and West Coast hip-hop.
Yes.
And I'm assuming it's the West Coast hip-hop because I know with Dr. Dre and Snoop there in Long Beach.
Yes, they all,
Yes.
And Warren G also, he was
Warren
really
G.
great at that time, too.
Yeah.
And still, he's doing great things.
He's still doing good.
Yeah.
And so you want to know a little bit more about like where it peaked and what have you?
Yes.
So they're saying via Wikipedia the single itself was very popular, helping the album reach multi-platinum status, announcing Dre's return to the forefront of hip-hop scene.
Yeah.
Still Dre debuted and peaked at number 93 at the Billboard Hot 100. It was actually more successful in the UK, more so here than the United States. On the R&B raps there, where it reached number 1.
Yeah, why wouldn't it?
It broke 100.
Yeah.
Here mainstay, but in the United Kingdom it was number 1.
I wonder if it was just such a saturated market.
Maybe.
20 years ago. Everybody was, you know,
Yeah.
Eminem was huge.
Yep, you're right.
And he kind of, I mean, I don't know if he like Dre, you know, Dre was his guy, so I don't think but maybe that there was a lot of good rap.
Oh, I know.
Back then, so maybe here we just we didn't appreciate it.
I think probably it,
Yeah.
because why is that? And then, do you remember the music video about it?
Still Dre?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, let me tell you what it's about. So the music video was directed by a gentleman by the name of Hype Williams.
Yep.
I've heard of his name before. So I did some checking around, like, who's this Hype Williams? What's the hype?
Yep.
So they said he did a lot of videos with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. The video was actually just the DOC, Snoop Dogg, and Dr. Dre driving around in their lowriders. That's why the low,
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Reference to the Nothing But a G-Thang
Yep.
music video, so kind of an homage.
That's the video that I still very clearly see in my
That
head.
I
That's
see.
where it started.
That's what I see.
Yeah.
And apparently Hype Williams has a signature style. So pre-2003, he was known for, his style was like doing a lot of videos with like a fisheye lens. And I remember this, which distorted the camera view around the central focus. So I saw a lot about that with Busta Rhymes.
And what about Mace? Mace and Puffy did
Yep,
that?
The Rain, Super Duper
Missy
Fly, and Missy Elliott. You know your rap, So for a while he did that, and then I think when 2003 hit, it was overused.
Yep.
So he stopped that, and then what happened was Hype Williams changed to a new signature style, where he would combine a center camera focus on the artist or actor's body from the torso up, with a solid color background, with a soft, different color light being shown in the center of the background to give some kind of like, there's like an illumination behind them, like they're glowing.
Oh, I'm trying to think of a video where I can.
Well, I can tell
that.
you.
Yeah.
So they said this was displayed in Gold Digger by Kanye West.
Yes.
Digital Girl remix by Jamie Foxx. Video Phone by Beyonce. And Barbie Dreams by Nicki Minaj. So if you look at any of those videos, that's the look.
I love Barbie Dreams. I love that song. It is so good. So, I mean, during that time, I'm thinking 20 years ago.
Yeah.
19. I mean, I had little babies. I wasn't watching music videos.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I miss the music videos, but like all the 90s stuff, it's like burned into my brain.
Well, the interesting thing too is I know you love this guy, and we'll talk about him in just a second. During the time Dr. Dre was featured on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, California Love and No Diggity, he was also producing Snoop Dogg and Eminem's debut album, studio album, Doggy Style, and the Slim Shady LP, respectively.
Yes. Amazing albums, both of them.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about getting Doggy Style.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
So I believe The Chronic, which that was where I first heard Snoop, was on Nothing But a G-Thang.
Yes.
And so I believe I had The Chronic at this point. I don't know how I got it, but I remember I had to get my hands on Snoop's new album.
Right. And may I ask, how old were you at that time?
I was 12. I was 12.
Oh, wow.
I was in 7th grade, maybe 13.
Yeah, so 12, 13.
12,
That's
13.
That's about it.
7th grade, it was when it all went down. And I babysat, and I had my money, and my mom, and we had my little cousin with us. We went over to Fred Meyer's. I took my money because I was going to go see if that Snoop tape was there.
Right.
And so my mom and my little cousin went and did the grocery shopping, and I went to the electronics section where I, always would go. We were talking about buying the cassette singles.
Yeah, the singles.
Oh my gosh, I just had so many of those singles. And I went and I saw the tape in the, big plastic thing. So you couldn't I couldn't take it to the grocery part and buy it. So I had to buy it there. And I saw that little parental advisory.
The black label.
Explicit
Yes,
lyrics,
yes,
which
yes,
I
yes.
believe is also on the Chronic. So I really can't remember how I got the Chronic. And maybe I didn't have it before, because this album is really the one where this was the one.
Right.
And so I see it, and but then I see the sticker, and I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, that's weird, but like, I have my own money. I'm just gonna run, and like, I'll tell my mom, like, hey, could you get this for me? I'll pay you back. Here's my money. Like, please just get me this tape. And
where were you at? What store was this now?
Fred Meyer in Raleigh Hills.
Okay, so for those of you not from Oregon, it's a suburb of Portland.
Yes. So I'm a suburban white kid in Portland.
12, 13 years old.
12, 13 years old, little blonde kid, like, wearing my like Gap jeans. And so I find my mom, she's checking out. And I go up to her and I'm like, hey, I'm excited. I remember I was excited. I was like, this is going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And I was like, Mom, I found this tape. It's Snoop Dogg. But there's I can't get it unless I'm 18. So, would you mind getting it? I have my money. And she's like, who is it? And I'm like, it's Snoop Dogg. It's called Doggy Style. And I don't feel like I said it loud, but in my head, in that moment, like the grocery store stopped. The checker stops beeping. The beeping stops. My mom looks at me, the checker looks at me and my mom. I remember him looking at my mom and then looking at me, and I'm like, what? What just happened?
Did you know what doggy style meant at that time?
No, I had no idea. And my mom like whispers, yells at me, and she's like, do you have any idea what that means? And I'm like, no. I honestly, at that moment, I remember being like, I think you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And his name is Snoop Doggy Dog, and that's clearly a play on words. Like, doggy style. I mean, I had no idea at all. And then I realized I wasn't going to be getting the tape, and I was like, wow, that really went south. And then in the car, I remember her being like, that is again, kind of like yelling at me. Because the little cousin was somewhere in this.
Okay.
And he was too little. I have never asked him if he remembers this. I really feel like he might have been too young, but she's like, that is a sexual position. Oh. And I was like, I mean, whoa. I mean, I was like, I just still felt like she was wrong. I just thought it was a play on
words.
Like doggy. Like this is his style of rapping, doggy style. I mean, I didn't know. I just really wanted the tape.
So, Corie, what age were you when you realized, was it that day or was it years later that you found, when did you find out what doggy style actually really meant?
Oh, I think 7th grade was like the year of learning all of like the basic naughty things. Like I just thought, I mean, all the things. I learned that I could swear. Rap music was like just so good and like a little bit naughty, and I love that. And and I think it was my friends, going to school that next day and being like, what? Like, I think it was my best friend that we talked about it, and we were both like, I don't know.
Oh my God.
So, that was quite a learning. That was a big year of learning.
It's a big year. It was a big year for anyone that was in that Fred Meyer at that same time with you that heard it. I could just imagine this kind of like,
oh my gosh, the checker. I just still kind of feel bad for him. I mean, I feel like his cheeks turned red. My mom was mortified. Yeah. I was not yet mortified. I didn't know. I just thought they were idiots and didn't know who Snoop Dogg was.
Well, and you guys know, I told Corie this when she was telling me the story originally. Kids have the loudest voices. They don't realize it's that loud, and it's very clear when they say things like that. And I bet you everyone in that store heard it.
Oh my God. Can you imagine hearing a little 12-year-old blonde kid, like, doggy style? I mean,
Well, I'm hoping, like, when this comes out, this episode, maybe that checker that was there that day might be listening, and that would be awesome. And if you were that, was it a male or female?
It was a male.
You remember?
He had dark hair.
Dark eyes.
Whoever you made eye contact.
whoever you are, checker at Fred Meyer in what,
in 93.
93. And you remember this and you've been telling the story since then, please send us an email to, and any listeners, to misheardsongs@gmail.com. Again, that's MISSHEARD. We would love to have you come on the show and hear your version of it, because you never know.
That would be amazing.
And another thing we're also doing right now, and I didn't remind everyone when we started, is we do have a Patreon page that's attached to our website at pod.co/misheard song lyrics. From there, you can sign up to be a Patreon member, and this is what you get. So while Corie and I are talking, we have a videotape going on as we speak. So those of you that are wanting to do $3 a month, times 12, it's still not bad. 36, you'll get the behind-the-scenes video of us just talking.
Super cool though.
Because exactly, because you'll see it raw, just like rap. Rap is raw, right?
Yep.
For $5 a month, you will get that for each episode. And if you do that's $5. For $10 a month, you would get that secret video for every episode. And for $10 a month for a year, you will get that with all the videos of the behind-the-scene episodes, but also get the podcast a day to 2 days before its launch. And for those of you guys that are hungry for a new podcast, it's perfect, because then you don't have to wait every Wednesday. So just wanted to throw that out there. So did you eventually get that CD or that single?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yes, for sure.
Did your mom didn't get it for you? So how did you get it?
No, I can't remember. I've been trying to ever since we started talking about this. It's like, how did I get that tape?
Well, you were determined that you wanted.
I was. I might have stolen it.
Ah! Which is even funnier, just imagining a 12, 13-year-old
oh my gosh,
stealing a rap, you know.
I know. It's just like...
Do your daughters know about the story?
They do. Yes, they do now. Yeah.
Does your husband know about the story? Oh my God.
Yes, we all are listening to a lot of rap. They think, like, they hear stuff from the 90s. They're like, oh my God, this is so 90s. I'm like, this was the best era.
It is the best. Are you seeing, are we having a renaissance with rap? Because at least I'm seeing right now, there's never been a lot of women in rap. We're starting to see a little bit more coming. I mean, I'm seeing like Lizzo is another one that people have been
huge.
I'm loving her with her gospel and just great rap.
Oh my gosh, and the flute
and the flute. The flute. Oh my God, the last time that was done was Jethro Tull, a rock flute.
Right? Yes. I was listening to Jethro Tull too. It was a wide. Yes.
So I'm hoping there's more. I mean, it was Nicki Minaj, of course, but like before her, there was only like maybe Missy. Maybe who was the one that was more of the show that exposed her boob? That she had like a pasty on her boob.
Janet?
No. That too.
Oh, Lil' Kim.
Lil' Kim and Diana Ross.
I thought she was really talented.
Yeah.
I think if you ask most people who love rap, I feel like if you ask them who their favorite female rapper is, they're gonna say Lauryn Hill.
Ooh, okay, so I sing a couple of Lauryn Hill songs. I do a lot. I've done one Fuji, the one that she's known for, the remake of Killing Me Softly.
Yep.
But I have also done her ones on her own album, and
The Miseducation.
Yes, The Miseducation, and I'm trying to remember the one because it escapes me, but it's the one.
That thing.
You are reading my mind, girl.
She's so good. She's so good.
And every time I do that in karaoke, first of all, I'm just going to set it up for you. I'm there, and so for those of you who don't know what I look like, I'm this short Asian gal with yellow glasses. And so when I come up, and that's why I say in my intro, Karaoke Ninja, because I get up, and if you've never done karaoke before, they will flash your song before they're going to sing it.
Oh, okay.
There's only been a few karaoke places where they don't do that because they want the element of surprise, but most will flash it, and then they'll call you like, okay, Corie is up or Mel's up. Whenever that song comes up, as well as Tina Turner's Proud Mary, I always get the look of either, oh no, she's not going to try that.
Yeah.
It's like this, and especially with my African American gals and brothers and sisters. Yes. And whenever I do Lauryn Hill, and I'm able to hit it the way, because when I learn a song, I want it just like how the artist does it.
Yes.
It tears the roof off.
That's amazing.
Because people, and I always forget of her lyrical.
Oh
her
man,
song,
their first album, I think it's called Blunted on Reality.
Yeah.
That was before the Fugees, The Score came out.
The Score came out, yeah.
She raps, I can't remember what number, I mean that says how old I am, it's like all on the CD. I'm like, I think number
young,
4 is a really,
number 4?
Amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to get that album. Okay. She raps, I mean, she might be the one.
Oh wow.
She might be the one. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I think that's who my husband would say. We all love it.
Yeah.
But Lauryn Hill, I do like Nicki Minaj. We have friends that think she's garbage, and I'm like, I really like her, and I did like Lil Kim.
I did. I almost felt like Lil Kim, and then when Nicki Minaj came, I'm like, ooh, I thought it was Lil Kim at first. I had to do I will be very honest that my husband. Have you guys ever heard of a thing called hall pass?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
I have like 3.
Okay, so let's talk about that in a second too.
Yes.
So a hall pass, for those of you that have never heard of it, is essentially I have a hall pass. Like everyone knows, I love Ryan Gosling. So if Ryan Gosling, are you listening out there, friends of,
Please.
And if Eva Mendes is okay, if he wants to roll in the hay with me at one time, my husband's giving me the hall pass for that.
I like it.
Okay.
Yes.
So his is Nicki Minaj.
Really? Oh my gosh.
So every time she starts singing, he just goes crazy. And my husband is as white as can be.
Yeah.
50-some-year-old guy.
I love it.
And I'm cool with it. So who are yours? I want to hear yours.
Okay, so I think the one who I really, like everybody else all over the world right now, I think probably Jason Momoa.
Oh, he's.
I mean, like.
Yeah.
I'm so, like, oh.
And he loves his wife, Lisa Bonet.
Oh, he loves her. And every time I see her in a picture with him, she doesn't look so. I'm like, girl, like maybe but she's so gorgeous and gorgeous. So, and I think I would imagine that'd be tricky to have a husband that everybody is like, objectifying.
Yes. Yes.
And then
that's number 1. What's number 2?
My 8th grade boyfriend.
Oh!
I'm just kidding.
No.
I joke about it. It's like a little bit of a joke right now. Or it has been.
That's okay. That's right. I also will say that Corie and I talked about this too whenever she's done my eyelashes, is some of us have talked. I'm going to throw it out there because I hope he hears it. My crush from Five Oaks Middle School from 7th through 9th grade, and then he moved away, was Christian Emerson Stein. I said it, Christian Emerson Stein.
Oh my God, he's going to hear it.
And I hope he does, because he was beloved by not only us gals from my age to 2 years up. When I talked to girlfriends that were 2 years old, I remember him. Guys really liked him. He was that great guy. So that's mine.
My 8th grade one, I don't know if he was like the nice guy. He was like a little... He was a troublemaker. He was real funny.
You like
he was
that.
so funny, and oh my gosh, he's adorable. And I mean, because of social media, you see what everybody's doing, and he's doing great, and is like single and doesn't have kids, and I'm like, real domesticated, and
wait a minute, do you have a 20-year coming up?
A 20-year
reunion.
Oh yes, on the 4th. Yeah, he won't be there.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, you never know.
No.
You never know.
Oh my gosh, no. And he's just funny. He's a good. My husband knows him.
Nice.
My husband and I went to middle school and high school together. So I'm just, it's like it's a joke. Jason Momoa would be the one that I really want to cash in on.
I think you'd have to fight many a women and gay
people.
men that love him.
I know.
And he is trending like crazy. I'm not a big fan of, because I like the opposite.
Yeah.
Of someone that dark, but I will make an exception for him because he is a very good-looking man.
He's so manly.
I think I showed you, but I'll also be putting in the show notes. I did a makeup for a Game of Thrones.
Yes, I saw the picture. That was epic.
Of me, of Jason Momoa. So I'll be putting that for you listeners.
That was amazing. That was amazing. I forgot about that. I definitely showed that picture to a few people.
So what are we doing now? Okay, what's your 3rd, Corie? You said 3.
3? Oh my gosh. Just this other boy that worked at a grocery store. He was the cutest checker. Oh. And I'm like, I bet you flirt with all of us tired moms that come in.
Oh.
And you're just so, and he is just adorable.
Oh.
But I mean, I don't know if I really want a hall pass for it. Maybe.
We talked about with us girlfriends, okay, we're just going to commit just a little bit, it'll be fun, but you'd have to teach a lot of things.
Yeah.
But then maybe they're open to learning.
It's so funny because when my husband and I are about to celebrate our 20th wedding anniversary
Congratulations.
Yeah, this December, right? So it's wild. But it's like, I mean, sometimes things get really rough, and I think about the excitement of a new relationship, and I love all of my clients that are newly single, or young and single, or newly divorced and single. I just love their stories. And I know that it's when you're in that situation, it probably does, to have somebody who's been married for a long time be like, oh, that's so great, tell me about it. Probably doesn't feel that great. But I'm so fascinated with the dating, but it's nice not to know somebody's quirks and to have them know yours. Yes. And, it's a beautiful thing. But, It's a lot of work.
Well, it's a lot of work, and take it from me. So I got divorced back in 2002 in the infancy of internet dating.
Mm-hmm.
That time at Food Bar,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time you couldn't tell people you've met them that way because they would like, are you crazy? You could be killed. So I always had to do the lie of, oh, Corie introduced us or what have you.
Yes.
But it was fun in the beginning. So my analogy is always like, it was like 31 flavors. I could have vanilla one night, chocolate, rocky road, but I'm telling you, you get a headache. So the hard thing about it, and I would ask you to ask your single friends, is it is fun for all, but when it's all said and you just want to go home to someone that loves you.
Yeah, you want to have that person
Yeah.
where you're in a room and you can look at them and be like, at a party, I'm like, can we go now?
Yeah, can we go now?
And without saying anything.
Absolutely.
Or just want your person, I think.
But the 20 years, that's any advice? Can I ask like one advice you would tell young couples that are getting married this year?
Oh my gosh.
What helped? What's helping?
I think both parties always have to be willing to come to the table and compromise, and you have to be really honest. I've had to look at myself in ways that have been really uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think sometimes it's easier to not do that and to throw in the towel. Because, you have to own a lot of stuff. And we got married very young. It was like teen crisis pregnancy. I mean, it was like a shotgun wedding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so statistically we probably shouldn't still be together. But I don't know. I think you just always have to be willing to be honest about your piece and things. Yeah.
I agree.
Which is really challenging, and I don't always do that well, so I can't even, I've yet to master that, but Chris is always, whatever his
and I can take it out.
He's really always willing to come to the table and, when things get rough and, be, I think, just honest.
I think that helps, because if you don't have someone that's willing to do that and push you, and you're also willing to, you know what, I have all my words too, and let's figure it out. I think that's what's made the 20 years happen. Yeah. Because most are like in this world of swipe left. Yeah. Oh, this is too hard. I'm just going to go on to the next one. Yeah. And it works for some, but I in the long run, again, you just want to be home with someone that loves you and doesn't care if you've gained 10 pounds. Yes. And actually doesn't care that you do bodily functions. Because when I started dating people in the beginning, you couldn't do any of that stuff in front of them because, like, oh my God.
I still don't.
Oh, what?
Yeah, 20 years in, and I'm like, no. I'm an only child. I was raised an only child, so I think I'm very. No,
you're like my best friend.
No, I'll like still. If I am like, even I'll just, if I have to pee, I'll shut the door. Like, please don't.
Wow.
Don't even. I don't want him to see me.
And you had kids with him.
Yes,
that's what's amazing.
Kids. He's like seen it all, and he's so funny. He just like, he's so sweet about it, and it's just a little bit of a joke.
Oh God. Well, you're the second person I know. Like I said, my best friend from grade school, Miss Heidi. She's the same way. Yeah. She goes to another room and it's like smoke and mirrors. I'm like, wow, that seems like a lot of work.
No, I would like go outside. I mean, you can't. I mean, no. And I mean, even when I was like in labor, with our oldest, like when I was pushing, I was like, please don't look, please don't look. I remember saying that, and he was like up by my head. Anyway, he's like, babe, like
I'm not looking.
Yeah, and I remember my midwife was like, I can't believe that's what you were thinking about. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
That is so funny. Yeah. But something's working. Obviously, you're hitting 20 years. So you guys got married in '99.
Yes.
So the same year of still Dr. Dre.
Did, yes. I like that connection.
So what month did you guys get
December.
Oh, so 2 months after this.
Yep.
This release of this song.
Yep.
So you had a winter wedding.
Yep. I was pregnant. It was literally a shotgun wedding. It was like, my parents were like, if this is really what you're going to do, you're going to get married. You're not going to be, you're not going to have.
Wow. And now your firstborn is in college?
Yes, she's a sophomore.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, statistically, you probably shouldn't be making.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Wow.
And we might not.
Oh, God, don't say that. No.
We still have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So quickly, before I forget, back to the video I wanted to share with you, because we were talking about, what was in it. So if you guys haven't seen it, go onto YouTube and look up Still. But the interesting thing is there's a lot of people that they featured and did a lot of cameos. Mm-hmm. One of them was Eminem's in there. I didn't realize it. He's chasing a group of women across the beach.
Sounds right.
Right?
Yep.
Exhibit is driving a lowrider.
Yep.
Is Exhibit still alive?
He is. I just saw a picture.
Okay.
He's not aged, like, super well. But
okay.
yeah, he's still
Because he used to do that MTV show, right? Where they would
like
change.
Pimp Your Ride.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. That was a fun one.
And he was good with the camera.
Yeah.
He's one of those few rappers that can,
For sure. Yep.
Funk Master Flex with Dr. Dre and Warren G.
Yes.
Riding in a lowrider with several women. And then in the background, there's a crowd. There's a crowd with next to Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre next to the lowrider. And so there's a lot of stuff going on, but I think they're just kind of like giving an homage back to where they came from and some of their
93,
90s.
92.
Yeah.
So
it's a
I
good
mean,
one.
that's what I remember. The lowriders, the 40s. They
The
dumped
40s.
the 40 all over this poor girl, but I think she was kind of a snob in the video.
And again, the misheard lyric is "hit the low lifes with the Rolos, girl." You know, it might work.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
So I'd love to hear from our listeners, especially those that love rap, have any questions. We have our current white girl, connoisseur here, Corie, and we'd love to hear from you. So send email to misheardsonglyrics@gmail.com. And hey, who knows, you might have a misheard lyric that we'd love to feature you on in our next episode. But I appreciate Corie coming.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for sharing so much. She was so worried when she got here, listeners, and she's doing great.
Oh my gosh, she's sweating a little.
She's sweating. So on to next time. Please, again, rate us on iTunes or any of the different platforms you listen to us and give us a shout out, and we'd love to hear from you. So thanks again.
Yes, thank you. Awesome.
That's it.
That's easy. How long was that?
So that's about 31 minutes. So let's hear the beginning of it just to give you a taste. Oh my God. And then what I do
did I like stutter?
No. And then if you do, I clean it up. I now know how to clean. And I could take Chris's name off.
Okay.
And then I get all the ums out.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I have a lot of ums.
And
likes. And likes. And then what this guy does is stops the.
Yeah.
So it will be very clean by the time I'm done. Yeah. All right. So good. I love it when I see all those bars. This is good that we can hear us. So we're here on episode 6. I'm excited for my next guest, Corie. And we're going to be talking about, well, first of all, it's going to be our first rap misheard lyric. So Corie has to do
By a white girl.
No, it's just your perspective. It was your growing up.
Yeah.
Start going into it. And what rap song are we going to be talking about today?
So the one that popped
And
into
you're
my
very
head
clear.
was Still Dre.
Okay. And we'll go into that second, but can you share with our listeners how we know each other? Because I would like to talk about who you are.
Which
Yes,
is
well,
loud.
I have the pleasure
That's okay.
of seeing you as a client.
What makes me
which
nervous
so
is when it's
fun.
really, because I have to try to make it louder. I can always cool it down.
That I don't love. But I feel like we always have such great chats, and it always goes so smoothly and easily. And so I am an esthetician.
Yes.
I do facials, waxing, and lashes. And I get to talk to a lot of great women, and a few men, but mostly women.
Do men do lashes too?
No, but they get waxed. The men get waxed. Yeah, the brave ones.
The brave ones.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add, like when you talk about in Fred Meyer where it stops, I'll find the sound that goes like a rap, and then crickets, and then you talk about it. So and then I'll try to find
I
the
feel like I
song.
said a lot of ums.
It's okay, and if you do, I clean it out.
Okay.
And then it'll be all cleaned up. But yeah, by the time I'm done with it, we finished at what, 30 something. It'll
30,
probably
31.
with the intro and the the in betweens and then the ending. It'll probably be like 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, 29
Cool.
minutes.
I'm so excited. I want to hear the Macy Gray one.
Yeah. So it's.
And who was your guest for that one?
It was actually my editor guy. It was just me talking about it. I said, hey, because he's funny. I go, add a mic. Because he was like not sure if he could talk. Because he knows.
I thought he was going to be here.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's just, well, now that I know how to edit, because he charges me $30 an hour.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going to learn how to edit.
Yeah, I figure that out. Yeah.
And he started talking, and we had great banter on that too, because he knew Papa Roach, which I didn't know it was kind of the other part talking about who was against her in the music awards.
Right.
So he was able to talk about that, and we had some funny banter here and there. Yeah, but that will be cleaned up, and then what I'll do is I'll put it in all my, here's episode 6, and then I'll attach you, and then you.
Oh my God, we talked about the hall passes.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I almost started his name.
So any names that you don't want, I'll take the names out. Like I'll take Chris's name out.
Okay.
And all that. So that's why I don't use your last name.
Yeah.
But for me, I did put Christian Emerson's time. I hope he hears it.
He's going to.
He is going to in Arizona, that dentist.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God. He's gonna be like, I knew it.
I knew it.
this whole time.
But it's easy. It's just talking.
Yeah.
And then cleaning it up and then adding the intro and the
I hope
end.
you don't get a bunch of people of color that are like, why would you have a white girl
No.
on there to talk about rap?
No. And that's my thing is, you guys have any rap, you need to talk to me. We'll add your
Yeah.
comments and stuff.
Yeah.
Because what I'm hoping is people will start calling or emailing, and then if I can talk to them, I want to get their like excerpts to add their
Yeah.
voices in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I'm
Oh my
doing.
gosh,
That's all it
that's
is.
amazing. I'm like so sweaty.
You're so
That
funny.
wasn't even
You want your
necessary.
water?
Well, I mean, maybe. I didn't even need it.
You just take.